Hi, so I'm Matea. I'm 18 and I freaking hate myself. Now, I'm not cussing in this video because I know this is going on YouTube and YouTube does not like profanities. So, we are going to refrain from using any language that is out of the norm. So, if I use the words like frickin' or heck and stuff, just in your head replace it with the F word or something like that. Anyway, so I'm making this video. Frick. Look at my nails. That's atrocious. Anyway, so I'm making this video to reach out to maybe other girls who have been in my situation or other girls who are trying to grow and be on a little self-growth journey. This is going to be a little get ready with me. As you can see, I'm freaking bald. I'm actually, as my self-growth journey goes, I'm also trying to self-growth my hair because I have pretty short hair and I rely on wigs. And, sometimes I think about what 6ix9ine said about how bald head B-words wear wigs because they have to and how he gets to wear them because he can. And, that really offended me. So I was like, you know what, 6ix9ine, I'm going to prove you wrong. And I'm going to show you that I can wear wigs because I can and not because I have to, because at the moment I wear them because I have to. Anyway, so first let's start with putting on my wig cap. I'm just going to chat a bit. Also, this is not going to be very straightforward. I don't know. I don't really have a formula for what I'm going to say in this video, but we're just going to go with the flow. So anyway, so I have always gone to, now, by the way, this has a lot to do with race. I have always gone to non-predominantly black schools. I went to a predominantly Asian elementary school. My first elementary school was predominantly Asian. So that kind of began my self-hatred. It's okay. It happens. That kind of began my self-hatred towards, being black. And, going to an all-white high school was just the nail in the coffin. I moved to the city called Oakville, or town, whatever you would like to refer to it as. I moved to this town/city called Oakville, and, honey, it should be called frickin' Whiteville. Because not only is it all white, but it's also all racist. And, some people are able to adapt. I don't have very thick skin, so I wasn't able to, really just, brush it off my shoulder, be like, you know what, it's okay. I'm not favored here, and that's okay. Now, looking back at it, that's how I should have been. But, you live and you learn. You live and you grow. And, at the time that I attended high, because let me just give you a little, briefness. I graduated earlier this year, so now I'm in university. Thank goodness. Yeah, so now I'm in university, and I'm enjoying it a lot more because it's a lot more diverse, and I don't feel like an anomaly anymore. But yeah, attending an all-white high school was definitely not the coolest thing to do. Definitely a choice of mine. I only went because my best friend, who I'm still best friends with, by the way, thank God, because if we weren't friends, then I would have done that for no reason. Yeah, I only went because she went, and I have really bad social anxiety. It's only recently that, my social anxiety has started to, alleviate. But, at the time, I was like, I can't go to a high school alone. I will get bullied. And, I still low-key got bullied going to a high school not alone. So, I don't know. I could have made different choices. But, basically, going to this school taught me a lot. Basically taught me to hate yourself. Because now I was quite obviously not the beauty standard at this school. The beauty standard at this school was white. It was Caucasian. And more specifically, like, blue-eyed blonde hair. And, you know, I mean, like, there was girls who, like, were, like, brown-eyed, brown hair, whatever. But they were still white. So, like, you know, you're all the same, basically. I'm not saying all white people are the same. I'm just saying, like, if you're white, you're accepted at that school, basically. So, because of that, I felt... Now, again, I don't have very thick skin. Or at least at the time, I didn't have very thick skin. So, because of that, I felt very, like, overshadowed. I didn't get a lot of male attention. Now, many people would say I'm kind of male-centered. And I wouldn't blame those people. But it's, like, the girls who know, like, the girls who get it, get it. Like, the girls who, like, never really experienced having a real boyfriend. Or, like, shoot, is my mom home? I really hope my mom's not home, because then I'm gonna have to cut the video for a second. But, like, anyway, the girls who get it, get it. If you grow up not having any, like, positive male attention, you're gonna end up male-centered, because you see all your friends get boyfriends before you, and then you're like, what the heck am I doing wrong? And then I learned I know what was wrong. It was because I was black. And, like, wait, I'm just gonna, like, zoom in real quick. And, like, you know, for a while, I really let that get to me. I blamed everything on being black. I blamed the fact that I didn't have that many friends on being black. I blamed the fact that I was bad at dance on being black, because it's like, well, if I wasn't black, then I would have more money, and then if I would have had more money, then I would have been put in more classes, and I would have been, like, a top student, whatever. That's not the reality, you know? I know that now, but at the time, like, I blamed everything on being black. And as much as it hurts now, like, I'm starting to somewhat accept myself. Anyway, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We're still talking about our backstory. So, yeah, in high school, I didn't really get, like, positive male attention. When I did get male attention, it was very much, like, either fetishization, or it was, like, I don't even know what it was. Like, it just wasn't, like, it wasn't, like, the typical, like, oh, guy likes you, guy wants to actually have interest in you, guy wants to take you on dates. It was very, like, I was, like, hidden, or I was, like, I wasn't really brought home. Like, it was, like, that type of thing. And that really hurt me, because, and I still, to this point, have never had a real boyfriend. Like, I've had one boyfriend, but I don't even know if I could, like, he didn't really like me, like, so, like, I wouldn't really count it, because I would count a boyfriend as someone who, like, actually, like, takes you on many dates, and, like, brings you to a family dinner, gives you flowers. Like, that was not that. So, I'm not even gonna count that. That's why I say boyfriend in quotation. And overall, that really killed my self-esteem. Not having male attention, not having that many friends, because I didn't, let me get to that part. I didn't fit in at all. At all. Speak English, girl. I didn't fit in at all. So, like, when it came to, like, making friends and stuff, at the end of high school, I kind of found, or nearing the end of high school, I kind of found my people. But for the most part, it was really hard to fit in, because of the fact that I, like, looked a lot different from people. And not only did I look different, I just didn't grow up with them. And when you don't grow up with a certain group of people and they're pretty closed off from anything new, it's pretty hard to try to mesh in with them. And it's not their fault. It's just that's how cliques work, and that's how high school works. High school is literally about cliques. You hang out with the people who are familiar to you. And I was obviously an unfamiliar specimen. So, me being an unfamiliar specimen, meant that, one, I didn't fit in with the crowd, and two, that, like, I had to find my own people who were somewhat familiar. And I did, at one point, which did, wait, I'm gonna put this on. Make me look a little less bald. No, this made me look even more bald, but anyway, we're gonna keep it on. Which I did eventually, but, you know, at the time, like, I would say at the beginning of high school, I was trying so hard to fit in that, like, I almost rejected the people who were more like me because of the fact that, like, I was like, I want to be popular. I was not the popular pretty girl or anything like that, and many of us aren't. And you know what? I think that's the first step of, like, realizing your worth and stuff is by just, like, realizing, like, you know what? That's just not who I am. I can be someone else. And I realized that probably too late. And that's okay. You know, again, it's all a learning curve. It's all a learning journey. Wait, I'm just gonna pull out. My makeup stuff is so unorganized. For Christmas, I asked for a makeup organizer because I have one, but, like, it's not big enough. Anyway, we're getting off topic. So, basically, I spent years hating myself because I wasn't white, because I didn't fit in, because boys didn't like me, just because of all the reasons that I hated myself, like, or I could hate myself like I did. I did a sport. Now, sports is another thing now. At my high school, all the white girls either played, like, rugby, hockey, or volleyball. That was kind of like, those were, like, the sports. Those were the sports. Now, I wasn't grown up in any of that stuff. Now, as much as I could have gotten into it, it just wasn't me. And also, I was already in competitive dance, which I was not that good at dance either. So, I just overall felt like a useless person with, someone would say, someone would say, someone with no life is what I was. I was low-key, like, you know, I wasn't, like, the best dancer, so I didn't, like, I went to competitions, but, like, I barely won. I would win in group dances, but, like, not solos. That really hurt me. And it's not that I wasn't trying hard, it's just, like, I wasn't able to do many classes. I was only able to do, like, one class a week, or, like, not one class. I did, like, 3 classes a week because my parents, unfortunately, couldn't fully afford the full dance tuition, which is okay. Nowadays, I accept that. At the time, I couldn't. So, See, this is why I need a makeup organizer. Anyway, at the time, I didn't really see that. But then I would see all these white girls excelling in their sport and, like, being in their teams and stuff. And that would just make me think, like, see, if I was white, I would have a home. Like, I would have somewhere where, like, I felt confident in my abilities. And, like, because with dance, I never felt confident in dance. And that's kind of why I got worse and worse, because I felt so unconfident. But anyway, so sports is one thing that has to do with this. So, I hated the fact that, like, I was bad at sports, and I knew, or at least I thought I knew, that if I was a white girl, then I would be better at sports. I don't know. When you like grow up with all white people, like, you start to think some weird shit. Like, I mean, weird stuff. Like, you just start to think some whack things, like some really whack ideologies. Like, I used to think, like, you know, I was bad at sports because I was black, and I used to think, like, you know, boys probably didn't like me because I was black. Like, that's not, like, too far-fetched. But, like, I mean, I could have found boys somewhere else. I could have gone somewhere outside of my high school, but, like, in my mind, I was like, the only place I can find people is in this high school. This is the only place that people exist, is here. So, yeah. I thought some pretty far-fetched things. But anyway, we're gonna move on from the self-loathing portion, and we're gonna get into what we're doing nowadays. So, I lately went through I wouldn't even call it a breakup because we weren't together, but it was an end. I went through an end, you know? With a white boy. I know, right? So, and that kid just so happened to, like, low-key go to my high school at one point. Okay, this actually has nothing to do with it, so I'm not even gonna, like, digress. But anyway, let's just say that because of the fact that, like, he was white and stuff, I low-key measured my worth to his whiteness. Which sounds so, it doesn't make sense, I know, but, like, the girls who get it, and the girls who don't. Anyway, now I'm trying to, like, separate myself from that. Because in my mind, I was like, okay, well, this is a white boy, which means, like, I gotta be perfect, you know? Which isn't necessarily true. You don't gotta be perfect for anyone. You gotta just be yourself. Anyway, so, about 2 weeks ago, I went through this little ending of a situationship. And it broke my heart. Like, absolutely broke my heart. Because, like, this was the first, OMG, if I start frickin' bawling my eyes out, do not be surprised. Anyway, so, I low-key loved this kid. Like, low-key loved him. And, like, I know that's so embarrassing. Like, how can you love a situationship? Listen, Gen Z dating is not hecking, like, real. Like, I'm sorry, you can love a situationship. Like, and I've known that because I've only been in situationships. So I can vouch for that. Anyway, so this ending caused me to hate myself even more. Because I'm like, yet another white boy has rejected me. Which, I need to stop going for white boys. Why are they, like, I've realized something. It's a pattern. I'm not going to say it on here, but maybe the girls who get it. And the girls who don't. But, like, I've just noticed a pattern. Not going to get too into it. I'm just going to stay silent on this matter. But let's just say I've noticed a pattern. And the only way that I can escape this pattern is if I stop going for white boys. That's not the point of this video, though. Anyway, so we're going to start talking about how we are learning to love ourselves. So because of this whole ending situation, I started to tear myself down. And I went crazy. Now, when we started breaking off, or when I started to notice that this kid was, like, not for me, I lost it. Because I'm like, yet another white boy has abandoned me! Like, I was like, this can't be happening again. You know? It happened again. Oof. But it's okay. I can't, again, I would blame it on the fact that as in me about 2 weeks ago, blamed it on the fact that I was black. And obviously a white boy's not going to date a black girl. Obviously I'm not going to be taken to family dinner. They're not proud to have us around. And you know what? I could be wrong, but I don't think I'm too far off. You know? I don't think I'm too far off from that. And if I am far off, correct me. But, like, from my opinion, like, I think that the reason why is because, you know what? Again, I digress. We're going to talk about how we're going to start self-loving. So, wait, I got to clean this off. I'm just gonna use Q-tips because I don't want to get up. Anyway, so I started tearing myself down. And then I realized, like, I can't do this again. I'm in university, it's exam season, like, I need to do my exams, and I need to just be happy with myself, and just, like, study, and, like, just treat my life. Now, the sad part is, I really don't have much of a life, you know? Like, I have school, I have work, and that's about it. So I have a boring life. So I can't, and I do practice like dance moves and stuff because I want to try out for my school's pom team in March, in the spring. But until then, I only have school and work. So it's hard for me to like unfocus from this situation, but I learned like I switched out my earrings. Do we like them? Anyway. But I learned that it's possible. Like it is possible to make a life for yourself even if you don't have much going on. So I started turning more. I started working out more. I started doing stretches so that I can work on my flexibility. That's the first thing that helps with self-love. Find hobbies and find interests that you enjoy so that you can, you know, just express yourself without needing male validation. Wait, I'm gonna get my wig. Hold up. I'm also not gonna make any cuts, so just like skip forward if you. Anyway, skip forward. Skip! Today we're wearing our purple wig. So, anyway. Find hobbies. The second thing is do more self-care. Now, the thing about me is I'm very other people centered in the sense where I will do things only if it involves other people's. Like, I will, like, for a while, I would only put on lotion if I was, like, leaving my house. But then I started, like, lotioning myself just whenever I shower because it's, like, why am I lotioning myself for other people? Why don't I just, like, do it out of the need to be lotioned, you know? And then next to self-care is treat yourself. Buy yourself nice things. Now, I don't have that much money either. But whenever you do have enough money, buy yourself something that you like. And then that will teach yourself like you are worth having things that are nice. Cuz if no one else is going to buy you a gift, then you might as well buy yourself a gift. You know, for a while I was hurt about the fact that a guy's never bought me a gift. Because I'm like, why am I not worth a birthday gift? Why am I not worth a Christmas gift, you know? Until I realized, why don't I just buy myself a Christmas or birthday gift? You know? Like, I bought myself so many Christmas gifts. Okay, I know y'all are probably like, why the fuck is she wearing a purple wig? Now, I have normal colored wigs. I just, today felt like being funky, I guess. And also, I'm trying to preserve my normal colored wigs for when I go out, because I'm in the house right now, and, like, I don't want to, like, ruin my brown wig when I'm literally in the home. So, we're going purple today. It's purple. So, anyway, start treating yourself. Now, I'm planning on going on a solo dinner when I have the money. I'm planning on going on yes, I wear glueless wigs. Argue with the wall. They're actually better than installs, in my opinion. They don't ruin your hairline, and they look just as good, in my opinion. Anyway, so first, find hobbies. Second, treat yourself. I'm planning on going on a little solo dinner soon. I'm going to go to Scatterbush and get carbonara because that's my favorite dish ever. Scatterbush carbonara is my favorite thing. So if a man is not going to take me to Scatterbush, I'm going to take myself. And I'm going to have a goddamn good time. Next, start writing affirmations and journaling. That stuff works. Like, now I've been doing them, I've been journaling every day for 2 weeks straight. Affirmations and just, like, self-reflection, talking about what I'm grateful for. The thing is that, like, we don't give enough gratitude for like things that may seem so minuscule when they're not minuscule. Because you don't know what other people are going through, you don't know what other people have. The person who you may think is like better than you probably have so many things that they don't have. And vice versa. There's probably people out there who have better things than you, or at least in your mind better things than you. And it's okay to accept that. And it's okay to just be like, you know what? I'm living my own life. I'm dealing with the cards that I was dealt with. So I'm just going to deal with it and just learn to be grateful for it. Because for a while, I was so ungrateful. I was like, I hate my life. I hate everything about my life. Nothing about my life is good. There's just nothing about this that's good. Like, I'm just like, out here, like, living in the slums. It's just not true. Like, I have a lot of things. And as much as, like, sorry, I had to fix this. It was just, like, bugging me. As much as I wish I had maybe a little more in comparison, because I forgot to mention, not only was my high school all white, it was all rich, and I don't have that much money. Like, I have enough to get along, and my family has enough to get along or get by, but like, we don't have like the luxurious life that like I knew in high school, that a lot of people in high school lived, you know? So yeah, learn to be grateful for every little thing and just journal about it. Last but not least, what's my last but not least? Oh, I don't even have a last but not least. So I said take care of yourself, like clean your room, shower, do your makeup, do all that stuff, right? Oh, decenter men. Now, I've been trying so hard to do it. Now, again, I mentioned this earlier in the video, like, when you go your whole life being the last to be chosen, it's so hard to decenter men, because it's like, you're like, okay, well, why don't I have a boyfriend? Why am I the only one who's, like, single, right? But you just gotta, like, accept it. Accept that you're single. And it's okay. It's so okay. Maybe this isn't your problem. Maybe you don't have a problem with being single. I do. Or at least I am trying not to. Yeah, and then set goals for yourself daily. Set daily goals for yourself so that you feel like you're doing something and that you don't feel like you're just wasting your life. Because I feel like a lot of self-hatred has to do with the fact that, like, you feel like you're behind or you feel like you're not doing enough. And I think that just by setting goals for yourself, like going on walks with your dogs and like doing laundry and like cleaning your room, doing dishes, like those help you love yourself, because then you're setting goals for yourself and you're actually committing to yourself rather than trying to commit to someone else. So yeah, those are my steps to self-love and my little self-growth / like self-hatred / self-love journey. If this goes well, if this video blows up, then I will continue making some of these videos. But until then, I'll see you later. Peace.